Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. In the upper right hand corner we have EG Idra starting as the blue zerg. Bottom left hand corner we have liquid TLO starting as the red terran. This is on Crossfire SE from the MLG map pool set. This is MLG Dallas. And I wish I had more replays from this set. If you go to reddit.com/r/Starcraft, this was the #1 replay that people wanted to see commentated. And unfortunately, every single map set I looked through, everyone was saying, oh, there's 2 replays that are missing, and I think it is Idra versus TLO Game 1 and Idra versus TLO Game 2. I think this is Game 3. Don't quote me on that, though, unfortunately. But hopefully you enjoy it nevertheless. You have Idra, who is the macro beast, and he is so strong. If you just get into a heads-up, flat-out macro battle, he is really good in his decision-making. Isn't the friendliest guy, so people tend not to like him as far as fandom goes, but this is his perfect storm. You're on a map that is one of the maps he probably didn't practice extensively, and he's going up against a guy who really sees his weak spots. Idra is very good at sniffing out very standard timings. If you try any sort of standard timing against him, he will crush it. If it's anything on the ladder, if there's any sort of build that's out on the ladder that you're trying to field against him, he will sniff it out and he will crush it. He's really well practiced against that. But this is TLO, and TLO is the master of finding those little timings, those little creative things that other players don't, and fielding them on maps like this. So it is the perfect storm for Idra, and it looks like he's actually even thinking about going for a proxy barracks right here. But that second overlord from Idra is going to scout that out. And he actually still hasn't planted a barracks at his main, so still might persist with this, although I assume he's not going to do it with that scouted SCV. Idra actually opening up spawning pool gas first, rather than going for what would usually be a fast expansion on this map, and I think that is a testament to TLO and just his kind of crazy style. This is a wide open natural expansion, so it plays a little bit like Zerg caverns as well. And a command center, wow. So no racks at all, directly to command center for TLO. And actually, this is a devastating opening for Idra, because it looks like, yeah, we'll be able to get a barracks right here as well. If he can get a supply depot, he will be able to wall off. And he doesn't even need to land that at his natural. He can just put that to orbital, build SCVs, and take a quick economic lead. Really, the key for Idra is he needs to make sure that TLO does not block off this natural expansion, that he gets that hatchery up as quickly as possible. Looks like that drone just now scouting, and that's the other thing, cross positions. Idra was going to have a huge amount of difficulty coming up and scouting this, and on top of that, once this wall is finished, Idra has no clue what's going to be coming at him to follow. He can't sacrifice an overlord. This is going to be the chemo. Oh my goodness, engineering bay at the natural. TLO, wow, has put Idra in a horrible, horrendous situation. This is where Idra wanted to expand, and oh my goodness, such a powerful build to start. Idra is going to be so far economically behind to start this off. And on top of that, he's going to have no idea what TLO is doing to follow this up. You have this overlord in position, but the thing is Idra needs to preserve this overlord. He's not really going to be able to slot it in at a timing where you can comfortably sacrifice it to get the scouting information he's looking for, to see what TLO is up to, and TLO is definitely going to be able to exploit that. In the meantime, now that hatchery up and running for Idra, he does have, he's actually pulled all of the harvesters off gas. All he can do is pump drones, really, and get maybe some zerglings on the front door and try to explore, try to sniff this out. It looks like actually no marine here at the front, so the zerglings are going to be able to harass. There should be a marine momentarily. Actually, never mind. Looks like there was a marine hidden along that corner. So now TLO perfectly, he can just repair that for days, and there's nothing those zerglings can do. All Idra can do is hope that TLO plays a sloppy, and I don't think he will. It looks like a second barracks. If he fields all the troops to the front, maybe Idra can get a look at it that way, but otherwise, what he's going to have to do is this right here. Wow, this is extremely risky for Idra. This is his only hope in even getting a sliver of scouting information. And let's see what he can see with the scouting overlord starting to press in very tentatively, actually trying to distract with those zerglings. Nice play, seeing the corner of that factory, and that overlord is not going to be spotted. That is so clutch on his part, I've got to say. I don't think he's going to see that second factory, unfortunately. Okay, he does see that second factory. Hopefully he knows what that is, but looking at that, he's going to know, okay, heavy Hellion opening. The question is will he be able to deal with it? And unfortunately, in the meantime, not able to stop that SC3 from encroaching into his base to stop the scouting information. Looks like, wow. First of all, only seeing a single gas, and seeing that second gas being planted just now, TLO knows that Idra's just been pumping drones at this stage, so he can go full bore at him with follow-up attack. And it looks like 3 factories, a third factory now for TLO, so very Hellion heavy to start, is going to move out, plant that natural expansion. With that orbital command, he's way ahead economically, and with those mules raking in the dough, he's just going to be very comfortable. And the problem for Idra is the only thing he can produce as far as pressure here is flat zerglings, and even with those zerglings out of that front door, the Hellions are going to be out momentarily to just burn them alive. Crispy critters. Looks like Idra's starting to press forward, and on top of that, the follow-up roaches. Idra needs to get roaches staged here to defend, but at the same time, TLO is going to have free reign at that natural expansion. Idra's not going to have anything where you can really adequately defend. Let's see if he can run and get some economic damage done here to get back in this match, trying to sneak around. Beautiful defense from TLO, actually backing off. Unfortunately for Idra, wanted to get an SCV and mule and just being countered almost completely. Now being backed off again, crispy critters, zerglings running for their lives. They're like, fire, run, death, no. And TLO on full attack, starting to press forward with those Hellions. I don't see any roaches. Looks like a couple in production. This is going to be very difficult to defend. And the roaches just now sneaking in. That queen's also very exposed, almost sacrificially to that front door. Okay, 2 roaches here. They're moving up. You can see they want to defend that high ground, make sure they don't get a dive in there. Idra may be able to get us around here, but oh, that was the wrong approach to take. It looks like now moving in again. Idra bleeding drones. Not enough roaches to help against the defense, and some nice positioning from TLO with those Marines in the back to minimize the damage that those SCVs can inflict. The queen being hunted down. All of the drones emptied from this natural expansion, and now Idra's only hope is just to go straight roach, zergling, and counterattack with basically an all-in. It looks like he might have been heading towards that already, and TLO just backing this up with a bunker on top of everything else. Let's see if he can get a recycle off on it. Oh, is he going to be able to get it in time? This could be... oh, wow, recycles on top of everything else. So loses a couple of Hellions, which he can afford to lose. But, wow, he doesn't have a lot of defenses in the back corner. Idra might be able to press through this and take it out. That bunker needs to be up instantaneously. Let's see what he's got going on. A couple Thors in production as well. The Thors could provide some of that padding defense, but Idra does have a slight window where he can inflict some damage. The Hellions pressing forward. It looks like that bunker full of Marines, SCVs coming off the line to try to provide some defense. Roaches trying to do what they can to damage this, whittle it down, but the SCV's there to repair it. Zerglings taking out the SCVs though, but a Thor is there to just do that impact damage on those roaches, and that is just thinning the roach herd. Still a Hellion, wow, wreaking havoc, and that bunker stands. GG from Idra, well played from TLO in an extremely creative opening. And brilliantly played, I have to say. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry that I do not have the other 2 matches going to go into TLO versus In Control from MLG Dallas tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Nevertheless, thank you for listening. Also, check out wellplayed.org from the Reddit community is up and running now. Thanks for listening.